Today's Wednesday, May 3rd, 2017, and you're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Doesn't everybody need to pick me up like that every day? Wouldn't that be a good thing, right? Have an entire audience that's cheering you on as you get out of bed and make your way towards your closet to put your clothes on. Anyway, hey, I'm Tom Seibert. I'm the host, the producer, the person behind the Elevator Radio Show podcast. It is great to have you listening or watching today. This is show number 467, week 50317. I am back from the IAEC show. There's no show last week, in case some of you were wondering where it was at. I didn't get a chance to put a post up for it. Had a great time. I really had a great time. I want to congratulate the IAEC board, their conference committee, Daniel and Sheila Sweat for the conference they put on. They do a great job every time they do it, and had a lot of fun. It's always neat to go and hear what the consultants are talking about, the presentations that they're giving and they're listening to, and the issues that they're facing. Just stuff that you don't hear every day. On top of that, it's awesome to be able to network with other vendors and people, and it was just nice to see people I normally don't get a chance to see, but once, twice, maybe 3 times a year, so lots of fun. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. I don't know where I caught it. I'm going to blame it on my oldest son. I caught some kind of plague, and it hit me yesterday afternoon like a freight train. I had 2 volleyball games to go to last night, and I got home, I had a beer, and I just went to bed. No dinner for me. I was just exhausted. But unfortunately, while I probably should have stayed in bed this morning, I just couldn't sleep. The illness is right at the point where it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. So I'm hoping I can make it through the day. We'll see what happens. So anyway, all right, up next, we do have, in terms of travel, we have some events coming up. And just as a reminder, the Elevator Safety Summit is fast approaching, May 21st to the 23rd. It is not too late to register, book a hotel room, your flights. I did take care of that finally. I thought I'd already taken care of the majority of it, but I apparently did not copy the right link into my schedule. So that's all taken care of. I'm looking forward to presenting. I'm looking forward to what comes out of the event, which is going to be some steps that in plans and goals in place to help prevent accidents in the workplace. And I am pretty confident that we can do that. I am, based on the talent that is showing up to this event. There's a lot of people that are going to be there, and I'm excited. So that's up. Also in the Chicagoland area, the Chicago Elevator Association Scholarship Fundraiser is going to be on May 18th. And so make sure if you're in the area for that, you get signed up. So without further ado, I'm gonna get and switch right into the news shortly. And again, if you want to leave a comment or post, I do apologize. My email inbox is slammed with emails, some good, some bad, some spam, some really not legit. So I do not tie into that as much as I used to, unfortunately. And if you want to reach out to me, you can send me an email on my work email address. Feel free to do so. It's tom.sybert, SYBERT, @cjanderson.com. So just hard to keep up with the various entities out there and emails and whatnot. So, and as always, you can send or leave posts and comments on the Facebook page, which is somewhere over on Facebook. So anyway, all right, we'll cover the news of the week, 2 weeks next, and there are some good articles to talk about and share, so I encourage you to do so. And remember, just as a disclaimer, the thoughts, the ideas, the opinions, the comments are mine. They do not represent anybody, the company I work with, company I own, any entity that I serve on or help with. It's just me, and if you are an attorney wanting to depose me into some type of case or go after me, don't bother. How about that? All right, we will cover the news of the week next.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
So just as a note regarding the Elevator Safety Summit, if you go over the link in the show notes here, it's over also on naesa.org. They do have an updated agenda. If you want to download the packet and the agenda, I encourage you to do so, just see what's going on. And it's pretty cool. It's shaping up to be it's shaping up to have some pretty good presenters there. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it and be here before you know it. So all those links are in the initial first part of the blog post over on the elevatorradioshow.com website. Okay, first news article. Miami Herald reporting that a construction worker had fallen down an elevator shaft. There's not a whole lot of details on this. Apparently he had fallen. If you need some meat, there's a pop-up ad. Miami Fire Rescue captain is indicating that the construction worker fell almost 4 stories. It's not determined whether or not that was an elevator mechanic or not, but still serious injury and scary to say the least. Hopefully he makes a full recovery, but yeah, be careful out there. I know there are many, many people that work in the construction side solely compared to the modernization or new installation. Well, new installation is the same as construction side, I guess, to some extent. Well, maybe not. Anyway, so yeah, you got to just make sure you are not becoming too familiar with your surroundings. That's my advice to you. So. Next news article, CBS New York reporting 2 hurt in escalator mishap at World Trade Center Oculus. This is the same escalator that claimed the life of a woman who apparently, or allegedly, I should say that, had attempted to, I think, slide on the escalator handrail or at least sit on it while it was moving and fell over the side. And again, that's all allegedly, blah, blah, blah. But still a tragedy no matter what you say. Image here that was taken by somebody shows buckled steps at the top, which is a little scary. So might have some more information on that as it's a new installation too, so kind of scary. So hopefully they find out some information on that. Put some cameras on the escalator if there aren't them there now. That was not the correct sentence to say, but I'm tired and not feeling great. But anyway, yeah, it's glad they were. It wasn't any more serious than that. Next news article. This is a great feel-good story, and unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I wish there were more of these kinds of stories that I could report on rather than the one that I just reported on. But the Powell Tribune has a great article talking about or covering the amazing donors who provided new elevator and power generator at the Rocky Mountain Manor, which is terrific, and covered the entire $285,000 cost of a new 3-story elevator and diesel-powered backup generator. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see here. Residents. Yeah, I hate it when you feel like your throat has been, is bleeding. I know it sounds terrible. I feel like somebody's taken a file, like one of those rasps, and just rubbed it on my throat. Oh, man. I don't know what I caught, but it does not feel good. Anyway, but this is a good news story, and again, it would be nice if we could cover more articles like this rather than the other one. Okay, information regarding the Chicago Elevator Association Scholarship Fundraiser is in the show notes. If you are interested in supporting your local association, please ensure that you do so, and there are quite a few of them scattered across the country. These are only as good as those that volunteer and assist with, and I got to tell you, the CEA is an awesome one, and the team that they have that runs that. So it's proud to be part of this. We will be sponsoring an event on that, and for some reason, the link is not working, so I'll have to figure out why that's not working. But anyway, all right. Next news article: escalator maintenance mess at MTA. Again, this is one of these articles where I'm not quite sure exactly. I know the angle of it, obviously, but Daily News New York reports, or the title of this is Stringer Audit Shows MTA Elevator Escalator Maintenance is a Complete Mess. And again, this may be one of those situations where the information in the audit is being, I don't know, maybe not seen for necessarily what it's worth. I don't know in terms of the information and what it says. But City Controller Scott Stringer is making a statement that that the scheduled maintenance on the whopping 78% of the escalators and elevators, based on the investigators, was not performed. MTA comes back and states in the article here that that elevators are running at 96%, pretty much all the time. So lots of numbers in here. The reality is I'm not sure which is, what necessarily to take with a grain of salt or whatnot, but still, it's at the end of the day, the important thing here is to understand that there are disability groups or groups that are represented by attorneys and those that need increased accessibility. I saw this in Boston happen, and they are going after entities that do provide elevators, which are common carriers in situations such as this and in general public areas, and attempting to improve on that. Now, what's more concerning regarding, the article is that it doesn't really go into solutions or suggestions on how to correct it or how to improve the numbers that were found in the audit. On top of that, which is more concerning, you wonder how much the audit cost to put together. And it's unfortunate that it had to be put together at all, but still. So a lot of information, both sides, and I don't know whether or not we'll find any additional information out as time progresses. I'm really not sure, but only time will tell. So, yeah. Okay, here's another accident that occurred with a construction worker. This one being reported by the Ventura County Star in California. I do not want a subscription, but apparently a man who was working near an open elevator shaft, in Simi Valley was in critical condition after falling into the shaft from the building's second floor. Oh, man. Not good at all. And all it takes is, you can fall out of your bathtub and become a paraplegic, or become, have a life-threatening concussion. So we hope he has a speedy recovery. And again, it's just one of those things where you got to make sure everything's being done possible to ensure that open shaftways are obviously closed and all that stuff. So, and I'm sure there's more information on this that, is not being covered. Okay, broken elevator strands, disabled senior citizens. These articles pop up. Obviously, they're never good. This is in Montana, where a broken elevator has stranded senior citizens in Big Sky Manor, which is not good, obviously. But at the end of the day, Montana probably doesn't have that many escalator or elevators in it. But still, all I can say, there are two entrances front and rear. They are not working. Let's see here. Kind of unfortunate. So, let's see here. Yeah, so they're calling the fire department to actually carry some of the seniors up the stairs to their rooms. So, kind of scary. I don't know. I think if I go into some kind of retirement community, it's going to be on a first floor kind of deal. That's my plan. Just put me in a boat and push me off in the ocean. I've told my kids that. I know that's not that's not the most it's not the most optimistic thing to say, but I really don't mean that. I love my kids. I love I love my family too. I would not want to put them through that. So anyway, I don't know. I'm laughing about that. Probably because I'm tired. Okay, next article link. In China, a mother saves a boy who was apparently trapped in an escalator at the last second. I'm going to let everybody watch the video. So apparently, oh wait, maybe I can play this without, okay, just bear with me. Let's see if your earballs, your ears don't get blown up. Okay, so here's the video. Content warning, some video contains images that might be upsetting. Oh, okay, so here's a little kid that literally falls down on the escalator at the top of it going down, and it looks as if they're stuck on the side. A mom runs down there, pulls him up. I'm not quite sure what happened. Somebody stopped it, thank goodness, and he was stuck in there. Man, I've never seen video like this before where you can actually witness how the little boy got stuck. So let me see here. We're going to just play towards the beginning here if you can. You're watching the YouTube video. I'm going to pause it. So here's a little boy. Oh, he's a little boy. He is a little boy. He is one that probably has a little bit difficult time walking. He falls down, and then apparently his hand is stuck in the side of the escalator somewhere, little fingers. Man, scary, scary, scary. It's amazing how quickly this can happen. I've witnessed videos where little kids have gone over the handrail because they're playing with it. I'm glad the mom knew what to do, and I think if more parents had this kind of information or understood what to do in the event of some type of incident like this, it is critical, and that's where the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation comes in. And just by the way, the ESF is launching their online program at targeting parents and kids in large metropolitan areas on Monday. I'm excited to report that is going to go well. We're close to getting that out, and the results will be shared, obviously, with our members and those that are so interested in determining whether or not, the kind of results we're getting back from the online version compared to the requested paper packet from the schools, which right now it sits around 40,000. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, let's do our best to try to prevent these kind of accidents from occurring. It's terribly scary. So, okay, another over-the-side fall on an escalator when a man at the Ryerson building, apparently at the Maple Leaf Garden facility. I'm not going to be able to read the article because there's all sorts of crap bouncing up here. But the long and short of it is that this is probably one of the largest number of incidents on escalators that are causing accidents. People that are drunk, people that have had too much to drink, people that are just not that smart, that feel that a sticky handrail on an escalator is something that you can actually slide down like in the movies. Anyway, okay, it must be a slow news day in New York when the New Yorker posts an article talking about elevator etiquette. So take your time to read it. And I think this has come up before, but I don't know. Somebody's take on how to ride an elevator properly. I always say that I always do my best to ride an elevator as if I'm riding anything else for that matter, whether it's a CTA train or a metro train or an airplane or whatever. Just be courteous, Anyway, okay, residents welcome long-delayed elevator Briarwood Station, subway station. DA Info has an article about this, and obviously good news. This is in Queens, and apparently elevators finally running 3 years after it was initially scheduled to be completed in 2014. So that's awesome. It was delayed many times, most recently due to 1,000-pound specialized equipment that needed to be ordered to complete work on the elevator necessary for its security cameras. Anyway, well, okay, well that's one way of saying they were delayed or whatever. But yeah, it's quite an impressive subway station there. Wonder who put it together. Pretty cool. Hopefully, it lasts as long as everybody wants it to, and the right equipment was specified for it and installed. Okay, in India, elevator plunges to lower basement. Let's see here. It was in a condominium. Apparently, articles noting that they heard a loud noise. Residents heard a loud noise, and service lift had plunged to the lower basement of the condominium. There's photographic evidence of overlapping of ropes that the lift elevators. Thankfully, the lift was not used at the time of the fall. Oh, that's good. Awesome. That's interesting. Okay, so nobody was hurt in that. It's not every day you see an article like that happen, or an incident like that happens. Anyway, glad nobody was hurt. Okay, man was identified in lift fatality. This was the Niagara Frontier publication. Victim identified in Lewiston construction accident. Wednesday, a Lewiston Police Department identified the victim of a construction accident that took place Tuesday afternoon outside St. Peter's RC Church. Timothy Zaylock, 56 of Lockport, died while working at the site. No charges to be filed at this time. I'm not 100% sure. It sounds as if it was a construction worker underway to build an elevator connecting the church to the school, and apparently he was found trapped. He became pinned between the lift and the building. Ugh, awful. I don't know if it was an elevator constructor. I'm assuming it was, but if it happened in Canada, which I'm not 100% sure it did, still awful nonetheless. And the last article for today's program, Microsoft Studios is sporting some pretty cool elevator skins for Halo Wars 2. Not that I'm a big gamer or anything, but I just think it's cool how elevator doors get skinned this way. I'm sure many people might say this doesn't meet code or whatever, but I think it's just still cool. It's a cool way of advertising. And it's pretty slick. Maybe someday we'll see messages like, safety messages on here, similar to like some of the automated people movers at the airport that give people direction on how to enter and exit carefully and not get crushed by the doors. So anyway, it's kind of a lighter show today. Still some pretty significant incidents to talk about. I encourage you to share those with your friends, your colleagues, your coworkers, and make sure that safety is your number one priority each and every day, no matter what part of the industry you're part of, whether consultants, inspectors, manufacturer, mechanics, whatever. Make sure safety is part of your day. So I want to thank you for joining me today. As always, go over to elevatorradioshow.com. Check out the previous shows that we put out there. They are archived and online for your listening, viewing pleasure. And thanks for taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. All right, everybody, well, take care. We will talk to you next Wednesday when we'll have a new show, and hopefully I'll be feeling better by then. Wash your hands. Bye-bye.